something special with me here today. It's shaving cream. It's a wonderful thing. It's so fun and soft and fluffy, and I'm really excited to show it to you. I'm going to empty it out into this glass. And since the glass and the can are about the same size, I think the glass will be able to hold everything. Oh wow! The cream just kept coming and coming. You know, that reminds me of something else I wanted to talk about today. Love. Love is like shaving cream. If it stays inside of us, it can't do its job. It needs to be set free. When we generously give our time and our resources to show love to others, it can grow and expand. God fills us up to overflowing. We have so many good things that He's given us, whether that's kindness or time or energy or money. We have so much that we can give. And it pleases God when we share what He has given us to love others.
Wow, what a lot of shaving cream came out of that little can. That was pretty neat. Seriously though, I think it's awesome that today we're talking about generosity. Do you know what generosity means? Well, it's pretty simple. It just means that you have a willingness to give to other people. And we read in the Bible stories about people being generous quite a lot, and we know that it pleases God when we are generous people. That is, when we're willing to give to others. Sometimes being generous means putting the needs of other people ahead of your own, and sometimes it means making sacrifices. You know, there's a really good story in the Bible that gives an example of this, and it's found in Matthew 2, verses 1 to 12. So I'm going to start reading at the beginning of Matthew 2. It says, Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea. This happened while Herod was king of Judea. After Jesus' birth, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. They asked, "Where is the child who has been born to be king of the Jews? We saw his star when it rose, and now we have come to worship him." So, there's a couple of really good little details in there that sometimes we don't think about. But on the night when Jesus was born, there was a big star that shone very bright above where he was. And that led the shepherds to him, and they got there pretty quick because they were close by. But these guys, these three wise men, they were very far away. It took them a very long time to get there. So really, this scene here is not quite right. These three guys would not have been there on the night Jesus was born and was in the manger. They got there, some people think, a couple of years later. So they were very generous with their time. They gave up a couple of years of their life to go and see Jesus. That's pretty amazing. I'm going to read a little bit further on. I'm going to start down in verse 9. And it says, "After the wise men had listened to the king, they went on their way. The star they had seen when it rose went ahead of them. It finally stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were filled with joy. The wise men went to the house. There they saw the child with his mother Mary. They bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures. They gave him gold, frankincense, and myrrh." So not only were they very generous with their time, they were also very generous with their money. They gave him very extravagant and very meaningful gifts. These three wise men were very generous.
After hearing that story, you might be thinking, I'm just a kid. I don't have any gold. I can't travel across the world for 2 years. But everybody has something they can give. Being generous doesn't mean we have a lot to give. It just means that we have a willingness to give or share what we have. Here at TCC, we often highlight a few organizations in Edmonton that are helping those in need in our city. These organizations are Hope Mission, The Mustard Seed, Basically Babies, and Operation Friendship. Over the last month or so, there's been a big bin outside of the church collecting donations for these organizations. We're collecting things like sleepers, socks, mittens and gloves, toques, blankets, and coffee. So my challenge for you this week is to try and find a way that you can help those in need. Maybe if you talk to your parents and they say it's okay, you can do a couple extra chores this week and earn some money that you can then use to buy sleepers or socks or food for the food bank and make a donation to one of these organizations. Maybe you can be generous with your time and help out around the house a little bit extra, or shovel your neighbor's driveway, or help your little brother or sister with their homework. Maybe you can make a card to encourage somebody in your life, or go out of your way to be friends with someone who doesn't have that many friends. Maybe you have some extra toys or clothes that you don't need anymore that you can give to somebody who needs them. I hope that you can come up with something that you can do. Whether big or small, we all have something that we can give, and it pleases God when we are generous with what we have.